to the Wake.Show. As everybody knows, a show needs an intro. This is that intro. I am Fisher, your host. Whoops. Featuring Chris McCarty. I'm caught in a wipe. Somewhere between here and there. What the heck am I doing today?
Okay. I see it. They don't see it, but I see it.
What buttons are hitting my...
I was like inside of you, bro. It was weird.
What buttons am I hitting today? Good morning and happy Friday. Welcome to the Wake.Show, everybody. I'm Chris Fisher along with Chris McCarty.
Yo!
And we got a few things to hit today. There is some somber news. We have our second suicide of the week this week.
And that's where I'm checking out.
Man, I'm sorry. Should I not have started the show? It's big news. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Wake.Show. I think I lost my partner for the duration of this this opening segment. And speaking of opening segments, thank you so much to Single Source Insurance.
We can talk about
Single Source. Yeah, Single Source Insurance. Listen, I give them a call if you need a quote for something. Also, if you're sick and tired, like the last time you had to use one of these so-called big boys when it comes to insurance, whether it be your car, your house. And it was a real, you felt like they treated you like a number. That's where Single Source Insurance comes in. Give them a call or check them out online, and that is singlesourceins.com. What are you picking away at anything particular, or are you just kind of picking away?
Yes, sir.
All right, picking away. You going to give me some suicide talk music?
I'm out.
And the headphones go back on. What are you listening to in those headphones? Are you listening to obviously not listening to the show in there? All right.
Oh, so just to let everybody know, because I think there's probably a pause. Yesterday, we were having some kind of negativity talk, and it brought me down. I felt it brought the show down. And I said to Chris that I'm no longer partaking in any kind of negativity. He challenged me and said, good luck with that. So I'm going to be the change that we always speak about. I'm going back to my roots. When it comes to news, I don't watch the news. So anything negative, I am not listening and not partaking.
But one of your favorite subjects, and I don't mean this in a macabre way, is death, though.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So do you know who Anthony Bourdain is?
No.
Oh, come on, man.
You got 1 second. We're about to see where you're going with this. I don't know who he is. Who is he?
He killed himself.
And I'm out.
Does anybody else know who Anthony Bourdain is? To me, I don't want to say he was like, I looked up to him or he was an idol or anything, but there was a certain amount of envy or something. I don't know. There's something about him. 2 pill heads are gone. Joey Fox. Oh, is that what he? I thought he hung himself. I think they said. You're right. He was a former addict, or I don't know. Are you ever a former addict, or are you always an addict? You still not listening? Okay, well then we're getting pleasant music while we talk about a horrible subject. As a matter of fact, I was almost going to call our friends over at Tampa Bay Suicide Prevention and see about getting them on the phone today, since we had Kate Spade take her own life earlier in the week, and then Anthony Bourdain is shooting one of his episodes for CNN. Hey Keith, good to see your name in the message area there. And so I was going to have somebody on from, but I thought, because of the show yesterday, I was like, man, it just brings it down so much. So we'll touch it here in the beginning, and then move on. But I guess Chris was way ahead of me. He doesn't want to touch on anything, touch on it at all. Doctors prescribe people anything. Yes, there's a big issue with that. Steve, I enjoy the real world topics and I enjoy your positive spin, McCarty. Got to get the negative out for Hey, Chris. I got a positive comment for you.
Bring it. What they say?
He goes, Steve goes, I enjoy the real world topics and I enjoy your positive spin, McCarty. Got to get the negative out for positive people like you to have an opportunity to speak good vibes into the people.
See, now look, at the end of the day, I asked this question the other day, what are people wanting? I really feel that we want to feel good. That's why we go to the movies, why we go out and drink and dance, and we just want to feel good. We watch our kids, we want to feel good. We go to the beach, we want to feel good. So I'm with that. There's enough of negativity we can find. You can look for anything to find something to have a drag day about. I'm just not buying into it anymore, man. So that's just the end of the day. So if I can be that little bit of it and Steve's with me, Awesome. So by all means, dude, do you. I'm not gonna ever stop you from doing you. If I'm playing too much, let me know. I'm not trying to interfere.
Are you talking about me now?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So if there's anything that if you feel like, hey, I want to talk about this subject, and if it's, dude, just don't mind me. And if you need me to back up, I'll keep listening to music because that's.
Okay. This isn't going to be a drab. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and bring this all down and talk about suicide and da-da-da-da. But, damn it. I mean, okay. So are you saying that this show then, we just skip those subjects? Or do you say just in the beginning, go, hey, in the overnight, so-and-so unfortunately lost their battle with depression? Or
I was going to say this.
Just move on?
I was going to say this, man. There are no accidents in my life, right? I just don't believe in accidents. I think yesterday happened for a reason. There are some stories that I delved in from my past that were very painful, that I felt dragged the mood down. And I learned from it. Every situation that comes is a learning opportunity. And what I learned was to stay true to myself. And so if by me doing that, if you feel like, hey, it's uncomfortable for you to just have these conversations by yourself, well, then it might make us dive a little deeper into finding positive spins on the news that they don't necessarily talk about, things that are funny, things like, children, whatever. And who knows, maybe that might kind of give the angle for what we're really trying to do with the show. So I'm not trying to force anything. I'm just going to be the change, as you say at the end of every show. And this is what I want. I'd rather just stay positive, man. It feels better because I don't know when we're going to pass away. I don't know when it's my time to go.
Right. I feel you. I understand where you're coming from.
I got an idea.
I guess because as somebody who has dealt with his issues, with depression, I sort of talk about myself in third person. As somebody who has dealt with, some of these issues, I feel like if we just ignore it and put on a Pollyanna show every day so we don't talk about anything negative, it's like, hi, good morning, everybody. Here's some of the fun stuff in the news today. Not that there's not a place for that kind of stuff. I just feel like I'd be missing out on an opportunity to connect. I'll
say this to you. You said to me that you thought that you might have potential PTSD from the years of you having these conversations, reading this about the news.
Not having the conversations.
No, but
not having
them, but reading it and seeing it. It's what you said to me. And no offense, I want no part of that. No. So if we're in this, and I don't have that, maybe because I don't watch the news, maybe because I don't gossip. I don't do these things. I just don't. And so if I could be that example for me, for you, to help you, because I'm here for you, then great. Let me just stay in that. And I just, hey, listen, so I'm just going to be this. And if it feels good, great. And we'll just see. We'll see what the numbers, we'll see what our people say. Chris, let's go that route.
Chris, you don't feel like, though, that's like in the middle of your house burning down? I'd look over and you're going, la, 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 la.
I say this. I'm not on any kind of medicine, and I'm happy as all get out. I'm going to ask you, do you feel happy with everything going on in your world?
Are you talking about me personally?
Yes.
Am I happy with everything? Am I constantly happy? No, I'm not constantly happy.
Okay.
Am I happy with the direction of things are going in my life? Yes.
Okay. Then I say this. Maybe some of these issues that you bring and you watching, you're putting your eyes and focusing on, could have something to do with the moments where you're not necessarily happy. And I don't know. I'm just going by from other people that I believe in, like Will Smith, Dr. Wayne Dyer, Les Brown, these people that we all gravitate towards that have millions of followers and they're very positive lights of influence. I'm just following I'm not making this up. I read it, I do it, and I just feel good. That's all. I don't get into all I just don't do it, man. And so, yeah, like maybe it's okay, but this is just how I'm choosing to live my life with no apologies. I don't care what anyone thinks. Am I happy? Yeah, well, great. My happiness is paramount to me, man. Because me happy is everyone around me happy. My children are happy. So I'm just not with it.
Right. And when you're not happy,
I stay away from it.
Right. You disappear for, a day or 6 weeks or whatever it is to go handle
6 weeks. I mean,
you got to do what you're going to do what you have to do.
Yeah, but think about that. Like, who wants to be around a miserable person? No one loves that. Misery loves a symphony. And if I know I'm not well, I'm not going to try to drag anybody else down because it made me feel better. That's selfish. So at the end of the day, I'd rather just stick to my little spot, play my music, do my little incantations, go to the beach, play with my kids, do whatever it takes for me to get back to this happy place so I can be here for people.
All right,
I think that's just fair. What does everybody else say?
Yeah, let's go ahead. There's quite a few comments that I want to hit as before we move on. Francisco says, should have an episode on medical cannabis helping people get off opioids since it is legal in Florida right now. And he goes on to say, Liberty Health Sciences is a cannabis education center and dispensary that is focused on medical or medicinal use, and it's helped out so many people. I agree with you. You're right. We should have had them on because I got my medical card just a couple weeks ago. It's not for pain. It is for anxiety. So I guess I am on the spectrum here because anxiety and depression seem to go hand in hand.
I got my medical card. And guess what? I'm not even using it.
Nope. Good for you, man. Good for you.
Personal choice.
All right. So Johnny Bell, how you doing, buddy? I need to have.
Can we do a song? I think it's a great time to do a song, man.
All right, and then we'll come back with Johnny Bell's comment and Jamie.
What did he say before we don't want to cut him off?
He's talking about Anthony Bourdain. He says he was a true rags to riches story New York chef that wrote in the New York Times until they published his writings. Then he took off with his book Kitchen Confidential. Afterwards, his CNN show Parts Unknown, his world travels covering of food, and people made him famous. It was amazing. That's why I looked up to him, Johnny. It's because his story. Now, something about his attitude too. There's people that learn the ways of the alpha in the group, and an alpha doesn't have to be a male. Learn the ways of an alpha, and then there are those who truly are. And whatever that is about him, and he just seemed like he was one of those. It was just living life the way that he wanted to, but obviously, we knew that he battled with addiction and alcoholism. Don't know where he was in his life, but he seemed to be doing well. He looked healthy. He was ripped. So it is a shame.
Let's
Jamie,
do this then. Let's just cut this off real quickly.
All right.
Yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. Using the plans they made, put it into you. I walked out this morning and I wrote down a song. I just can't remember who to send it to. Oh, I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you one more time again, love. Won't you look down upon me, Jesus? You gotta help me make a stand. You just got to see me through another day. My body's aching and my time is at hand. I won't make it any other way. Oh, I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you one more time again, love. Been walking my mind to an easy time, my back turned towards the sun. Lord knows when the cold wind blows, it'll turn your head around. It's time for the telephone line, talk about things to come. Sweet things in flying machines and pieces on the ground. Oh, I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you, baby, one more time again, love. Thought I'd see you one more time again. There's just a few things coming my way this time around now. Thought I'd see you, fire and rain.
Awesome. Perfect. And Sharon says, great song. Whoa, that's a tight shot.
face.
I think I broke the camera there on that one. I got to move this around a little bit, do a little bit of that, Also, thank you once again to Single Source Insurance for being a part of the Wake.Show and sponsoring our first 15 minutes every single day. We really appreciate that. Single Source Insurance, SingleSourceINS.com.
Thank you to everybody who's tuning in and watching us too. We definitely appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Definitely appreciate that. And all your likes and shares. Like and share. I don't know where that came from, but yeah, like and share.
It's catchy.
That's never mind. Go ahead.
Also, Rachel says Chris played at my sister's first wedding.
Oh, then
why
you
don't you
just
call
don't
him
hire me for any of your weddings because it won't work out. That's what she.
You should hire him for every wedding.
Oh,
he has he'll punch your card. After 3 weddings, you get a free one.
Oh, man, I feel bad. Like, did I do something?
Chris.
I'm kidding, man. I don't feel bad. That has something to do with me.
Adam says, comparing happiness and problems doesn't really solve anything. Just because someone has money or fame doesn't mean they have what they need or want from life. Depression isn't cured by money or fame, unfortunately.
I think when it comes to that, man, I feel like a problem that we have is what we deem as success. We have put so much on status. We have put so much on money, on possessions. And so now it's one of those things where people feel they just want to be famous because then that's to succeed. We have all these likes and that's success. And
so they'll do anything to be famous.
And so I feel like if we can kind of change it around and figure out what's a new thing to be cool, what is cool, what does it mean to have succeeded? I think that'll change a little bit of that because again, what we're finding is people are obtaining that and they're not happy and they don't know why they're happy. They thought there was going to be this and it's not that, so they're still feeling unfulfilled. So fulfillment's different, I believe, than money and success and status.
Probably, well, I don't say the silver lining of when a celebrity takes their own life. That's ridiculous, but I guess one of the things it can do though is because we sit back and we have this tendency to think that depression is directly connected to something, right? Oh, you're depressed because this is happening in your life. Oh, well, I would be depressed too. So I relate. I have empathy. Ooh, so sorry. You only have 1 minute to feel bad for yourself though because we all have shit going on. Now let's get back to it.
Yeah. And that's sad.
Right. So. But it's also the reality, and that's why, along the way, without bringing shows down and focusing, hey, everybody, you need to really understand what this is. Everybody needs to understand. It's more like finding these opportunities along the way to. So when this happens to somebody like Anthony Bourdain, and Adam went on to say, Anthony was a good influence and he will be missed. Adam says, sadly, the stigma around mental health issues doesn't help either, taking a mental health day, etc. And
I think we need to listen more. I think we need more empathy, apathy. I think a connection. I think sometimes it's great to tell someone I don't know what you could be feeling, and that must be really difficult for you. Just that little bit. Here's a story that I feel like I should share. It was a positive story. I'm at the beach, and I see this woman. She has a son who has Down syndrome. And so I see her trying to take a picture of him, and I say, hey, I'll take the picture for you guys. She goes, great. So I take the picture, and then she starts talking to me about how she's lost her husband, lost her dad, and she just starts going on about just life. And at that moment, I realize this person needs to get this out. So I just listen. And I listened, and I said, that must be so hard for you. And then she was talking about how she doesn't have much time with her son because she's 68, I believe. And she's just trying to find, and she's even in the conversation, she's talking about people are like, oh, you'll be okay, you'll find happiness, you'll find happiness. And she was explaining, just like you were saying, Chris, she was explaining how she felt like so dismissed, like everyone's just trying to get them out and just go on with their lives so they can get on with their lives. And afterwards, at the end, she touched me on the shoulders and thank you. I said, no problem. And I think that was it. Like that little bit, she felt comfortable enough. So maybe that's the fulfillment and helping. When you don't find it in this, what is to succeed? To succeed might be to actually make a difference in someone else's life.
To what I think, it not only does it help just to get it out, but if you get it help, because you can get it out on a piece of paper and it's not going to help. You can yell it at the walls and it's not necessarily going to help. Sometimes it does.
Yeah.
But when you feel connected with somebody, and then that person, whether they actually believe it or not, actually truly feels empathy, is showing that compassion back. Like, damn, that is a lot. You don't need that person necessarily to solve your problems,
right?
Like, and that's, Chris, this is a great point. You're talking about listening. One of the reasons why it's hard to listen is because we feel like once they're done, we have to then provide an answer.
Right.
We have to then help them.
Or we're waiting for our turn to talk.
There's that too. We have so much stuff on our own plates that it's just bouncing right off of us, and then as soon as they stop talking,
the selfie world, me, instead of looking at you. And I'm telling you, and I've ever since I started living the life of it's not about you, it's about everyone around you. I've just been happier. I don't worry about accolades. I don't worry about fame. I worry about everyone. Not worry, but I concern myself with the betterment of those around me, because you are just the makeup of your relationships. We have a relationship with women, relationship with guys, friends, jobs. It's your relationships. And so to me, cultivating those relationships and making sure that they are at the healthiest point as they can be is really what makes me happy in life. So I think just think about that. Look at your own world and look at things that you might be slipping on, and I don't know, just look into that. That's just me. It works for me. I'm not trying to say I know everything. It works for me.
Andrew, Chris saw you at Anaheim House of Blues with Chase Rice.
Cool.
Anaheim, California?
Yeah.
Is that where you guys were when you were?
Yeah.
So he says he saw you there. Your music is amazing, man. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's very cool of you. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
So, all right. So we won't dwell on it anymore, but we lose another, somebody who really connected with people, and was a celebrity. And I know not everybody. Anthony Bourdain, I don't know, just when men would have discussions about like who you would trade lives with, Anthony Bourdain was always one of those people. Mike Rowe, Anthony, there's just something about them. They were just, I don't know.
They were a light. I feel they were a light of inspiration and a light of hope. So again, instead of trading the life, be the light. Find that light in you. I feel like the strongest thing that we can ever do is knowing your purpose in life and why you were created. We are all created for something, man. Everyone's got a dream that comes.
You say that a lot, but I don't necessarily believe it. I don't believe that we are created for something. We have a reason.
I believe this. This is just what I believe. I believe that there's like a big huge wheel, right? That's just constantly moving, right?
Right, I'm visualizing a wheel,
and I feel like we're all like little gears that are just moving. Like Anthony had his thing that he was doing and making people feel good. I feel like my purpose here is light and uplifting and helping children. I feel like you are bringing a lot of knowledge with the world, and you're bringing the things that you've met into connecting with people, and we're connecting people together. And I feel like that's just kind of like our job. So we all have something that, whether you're good with your hands, whether you're good with music, whether you run fast, whether you can swim, whether you're a good teacher, whether you're a good listener, we all have something that we have to offer.
We all have our niche, you're saying.
And so because of that, that's why I say there's a purpose. I mean, if you think about it, a truck driver, those dudes are up driving all the things you see, your seats, your desks, your computers, everything. They're bringing them everywhere. Everyone has a place in this choir, man. And that's just what I believe. So because of that,
you got me excited. I'm ready to jump in.
I don't snap on people, man. Like, you just don't know what everyone's dealing with. We all have stuff. What do you jump in?
All right. So I don't remember now because Elliot brought up a good point. No.
I love Elliot.
So in that, then when it comes to all of us fill our niche kind of a thing, we all have our place. We all have purpose the way I see it. We don't have a purpose. We don't have a particular reason. We all have purpose. There's a difference between purpose and purpose. And we all have purpose, but not necessarily a singular purpose. You bring up a great example, truck drivers, da-da-da-da-da. Well, I say that your niche is relative to the environment you're in that situation, whether it's in your head and you're communing with whatever it is you think you believe in, or you're dealing with, friends and family and coworkers. So that way we don't just pigeonhole and go, well, this person's a truck driver. He or she's filling the truck driver niche. And this is the way all truck drivers are, kind of a thing. He's a truck driver in that moment, that little part of his life, but he's so many other things as well.
And I'm not just saying that of course we're all so many things as the pendulum is switched. Because before, back in 200,000 years ago, the hominid, it was like classes of people, but now you're starting to get individuals. And now individuals are stepping up, and you're hearing name. This person does that. So we all have a little bit of things, but I do believe that we all have something. Like me and this guitar, man, I just have a relationship with the guitar. You know, like when it comes to building something, I can put it together. I'm not saying it's going to be swift, but there's some people who can put it together like that fast. They just have this niche.
I also, like I've said, I feel like, and we're going to get off the subject very, very quickly.
It's okay.
Because
we can keep sliding. Yeah, we can come back to this another day.
Our niche is relative, and here's where we get caught up, because we have that moment in time in our late teens or something like that where we've got the guitar, or we've got the football in our hand, and we had that moment of greatness, and then we can see clearly because you're like a rocket. You went you went up out of the atmosphere. Now you can see everything. And then you fall back down to where you are. And then we get fixated on that and going, that's what I'm supposed to be, because I felt like a king in that moment. So I know that's where I'm supposed to be always. I say that's where you were supposed to be in that moment. And that doesn't mean you're not going to have those moments again and get back up there. We got to be careful not to get fixated on this is what I'm supposed to be and then forcing it on the
And
universe.
I agree with you, because that might be why sometimes people get depressed or they take their own lives, because they think they're supposed to be up here all the time, and when they're not, they don't know how to necessarily how to deal with it. Like I would say for someone like you and I, you know, with the music, it's taken me places that I mean, wow, when I first started taught myself how to play, I didn't think that it would do that. And so, but I didn't get fixated on that, and now I'm all over the place. Just like he said, he saw me in Anaheim, and it's just
how cool is that, man?
Yeah, it's awesome thing. You know.
So, buddy, are you in California now? Or are you here in Florida? Did you track? I bet what he did is he tracked your Facebook down after the show, and then he saw you go live when you shared this. So that's cool, man. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely, share, tell people whatnot.
All right, Sharon. Oh wait, hold on a second. Here, Rich says if you need something uplifting in life, go to a Chris McCarty concert. He'll have you awakened and alive by the end of the show. There you go.
Thank you. And so I say this to you, that's purpose. Like, just to hear that, what does it make me want to do? It makes me desire to do more of that. Not for me to feel cool, but for you to feel good. Like, yeah, like life is so short. And if I can just help for a second to help people forget the pains that we all deal with, that's so awesome, man.
All right, so there we go. So for me, those moments are when I'm doing trivia, karaoke,
which you're very good at, by the way. I remember you were just happy and light and
funny. Are you kidding me? That was one of the worst nights I ever had.
Really?
Ever. That was the worst.
Well, because you didn't have your computer, but it was
right.
Still, but I didn't know. Like, it was great. It was good. You were funny, man.
I was you know, what do they get? Something from the hip, whatever it is.
Right.
Firing from the hip. But thank you very much. I wish. Damn it! Now that you say that, I wish you were out there on a night that, you know, everything's going right.
It's all right. It's all right, man.
All right. Yeah. So a couple of comments. Sharon, I really think it is a health condition like cancer. You're right. It has nothing to do with money or family, and that's one of the things that I want to. I will talk more to the suicide help hotline in Tampa, because they have a lot of knowledge. Because one of the things that I want to help everybody understand. It's just understand. That's it. I just want to help everybody understand and to empathize for just a hair, because it is still so difficult for so many people to wrap their heads around. And even today, coming in, listening to the radio, hearing a commentator talk about, I just don't get it. You know, you have everything. So, and just throw out a flippant remark and move on.
Dude, that's so sad to me, man.
Because we attach that stuff too much to our own circumstance. Whatever. So back to this.
But I don't think it's a whatever. I don't think it's whatever. I think it's very important that you bring that up. And I think it's very important that we stick with that and just keep on pushing the idea of we're all in this together. I don't care who you are. You're going to lose somebody. You're going to have friends that do you wrong. You're going to have dreams that don't manifest the way you want them to. You're going to have letdowns. You're going to, like James Taylor, I've seen Fire and Rain. We all relate to that. So stop trying to not relate to people. Stop trying to just push somebody off and just be like, no, they're just crazy. Like, that's what's crazy. It's crazy that you just cast somebody aside because they may be different or not. You're not feeling what they're going through. It is time that we get a new sense of what it means to be a human being in this society. It just is, man. It's not working. Think about it.
It's happening, but the thing is, we don't have to tell them, Chris. We don't have to tell them. It is happening. These are the growing pains of humanity getting to the next level. It hurts. It sucks. We lose Anthony Bourdain to it. We lose Chester Bennington to it. We lose Robin Williams. But we're going to get on the other side of this, and whether it takes, whether it's 3 generations or 300 generations.
And so this is what I'm saying. It's like it starts now with us adults having these honest conversations, holding ourselves accountable, calling ourselves out. So when our kids, my son is 5, almost 6. My daughter's 3. So when our kids have these moments where they feel down, they feel like we're able to give them some mental toughness, some mental fortitude about how to strive through, because it's going to happen with them. That's how we save this generation, how we keep things moving. Instead of always looking to the past, you'd be like, well, back then it was easy. That's putting too much on the past and just giving up on what's happening now. No, we have to sit here together every day when it happens, and then let's talk about how we can come together and not separate. And I want to go on the record and say this. I'm going to shift gears.
Should I zoom in? You
don't have to zoom in. I was asked this question today. They're like, about the politicians. I no longer, at this point, care about, I'm not saying I care about policies. I care about what's happening with us. And right now, we're really so much more divided that I just don't like the division. So I just want to do whatever I can to kind of keep us back here and get us back together. And when you see about anyone talking diversity and keeping us apart, just don't buy into it. Don't watch it. Don't listen, because there's nothing good coming from that. Let's all come together and realize that, okay, let's just come together right now. Oh, and again, I'm not saying I'm anti anything. I don't care about.
Let me get a couple comments.
I don't care about Republicans. I don't care about Democrats. I care about us as people getting together.
Yes. But here's what's happening. The politics of the day have become the projection screen of what's happening in the American psyche, the human psyche. What's going on in our minds? The things are changing so fast. The world is changing that we're all going like this, and then we see crazy shit happening in Washington D.C. and we just go ahead and focus it all right there. Like that's what's causing all the anxiety. But it's nuts. The times. Sharon says she's talking to you, Chris. So glad to hear you say that, Chris. Yesterday, when you were saying you didn't want to hear anything negative, it was good to hear that you can hear and comment on the sad as well as the happy. I was worried about you yesterday.
Thank you for your concern for me, Sean. I do appreciate it. I don't want anyone to worry because I don't want to take the energy away from what you have to do. That's part of why I stay away when things may not be the best. I think maybe that's, and thank you for giving me reminding me to be able to look at the negative and find the opposite as a whole, like the yin and the yang. So I can see the yang and then talk about the yang and then kind of figure it all out and make it make sense, because there's always an opportunity when something dark comes. You just have an opportunity to learn more and grow more, and I think evolution is key in it for our freedom and freedom up top. So thank you.
So back to Anthony Bourdain and what it was. You know how I haven't found the words? I'm like, I don't know what it is. There's something about, he's just and I'm going like this. I'm like, I don't know. This is why I've loved Elliot so much over the years, because there's so many times that people come to me and go, you say the same things that I'm thinking. Well, Elliot says the things that I'm trying to say sometimes. And that is, Bourdain was the rare intersection of masculinity and intellectualism. And that is very true. He had a certain amount of that. Like, you feel like if you got in a fight, you're not going to tangle with him and you want him on your side. But at the same time, he had this amazing intellect that you don't usually associate with that kind of masculinity. And also he goes, and he had a badass job, and a job where he went around the world and talked to people and ate exotic food. That was amazing. And then, Sharon, thank you so much. She says, on my desktop, loving your face, Fish. Good. Enjoy that. Enjoy that big ugly mug. Hey, man, you want to play a song?
Yeah.
All right.
I felt, because he said, was it Andrew who said he saw me in Anaheim?
Yes.
I figured I'd tell Andrew. So after the show, Andrew, if you're still here,
I want to listen to you from the bathroom over here.
Okay, dude. So after the show, we were all on a tour bus, and we were just hanging out. And I had this, when you get these thoughts to tell you, hey, you should play this song. And so I just said, hey, Chase, I have the song. I think I'm supposed to play for you. So I played just the verse and the chorus is all I had. He liked it a lot. So later, I flew to Nashville, where Chase lives, and John Knight, who wrote Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy, and we finished the song. So the song's called Telephone. I'll play it for you guys now. This should be Chase's new song on his new album. We're all very excited for it. So I hope you guys like it. Cool. I used to walk this road alone. I'm so used to being lonely. Where I rest my head is home. I ain't never met no one like me. Tonight in Tennessee, one drink turned to two, too late to me. Getting lost in your baby blues. I'm living that runway life, on them lights up all night, every night. I wish I had my eyes on you. Be home and I'll be on the road. We'll be talking on the telephone. Hear it in your voice when you start to cry. Hold my breath when you say goodbye. Bye, 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 my, oh. Bye, 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 my, oh. It's 2 a.m. and you look good. What's a picture on a cracked screen? God, I'd hold you if I could. You made me wanna tell you bad things that make you blush red. Heart skipping beats stay in my head with the secrets under the sheets. Just one more night, just one more flight, losing my mind till I get my hands on you. Be home and I'll be on the road. We'll be talking on the telephone. Hear it in your voice when you start to cry. Hold my breath when you say goodbye. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, 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 oh. Bye, 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 oh. The hello goodbyes, and I dry your eyes, and I realize that there'll never be no one like you. You, never be no one like you. You, never be no one like you. Be home and I'll be on the road. We'll be talking on the telephone. Hear it in your voice when you start to cry. Hold my breath when you say goodbye. You'll be home and I'll be on the road. We'll be talking on the telephone. Hear it in your voice when you start to cry. Hold my breath when you say goodbye. Bye, 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 my, oh. Bye, 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 my, oh.
Well done. Well done. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the intermission.
So before we go any further, did it feel like remember yesterday, for those who saw yesterday, did it feel like a positive show? And did it feel better, A and B? And how do you feel? Do you feel good listening? Did you take away some of the things that you're dealing with in life and your bills and crazy kids and any of that? Just let us know. That would be great, because we're still trying to figure out how to make you guys happy.
You know, Chris, there's another thing I was just thinking about too, and that is the space that you and I are in right now, the digital space. This isn't technically a podcast. You know, this is a live streaming show, Monday through Friday. Podcasts traditionally they're recorded and they come out once a week. Some of them come out every day, but once a week or once a month. You and I could, if you wanted to, because I feel like this show in general, we do have to kind of talk about everything. I don't think we're just going to stay. The Wake.Show is just, hey, come here and make you feel positive every day.
Why not?
Well, we can talk about it. Or because, you know, one of the things that this is leading to is that the features and stuff that happen on the show, we turn into podcasts. We can develop top podcasts ourselves. Mm-hmm. Maybe you and I just become the executive producers, come up with an idea, a format, and whether it's hosted by both of us, just you, or you think of somebody else. Go, hey, maybe this would be better with a young female hosting or something like that. And then we put together a weekly podcast that is the positive news of the week. It is positive songs, stories of inspiration, that kind of thing.
I think that's cool. I think, you know, I was having this conversation today, this morning, with a dear friend of mine. And what it was the idea of, I listen to Wayne Dyer in the morning, sometimes listen to Les Brown, sometimes I listen just kind of daily affirmations, like yesterday was Will Smith. As in fact, when they walked in today, I was listening to they're talking about you are your mind and what you think as a man thinketh. I wouldn't think it would be a bad idea to take a little excerpt, read something, speak on it really quickly, and then read something else, because again, for me, we all want peace and peace of mind, and wisdom is key and knowledge is power. So I feel like it wouldn't be a bad thing, because we're all trying to find these answers, and why not have a podcast that brings a little bit of all those elements? You've got, you got the Wayne, you got the Les, you got the this, you got some music, some positive news, things we don't see.
And that way,
I think that'd be cool, man.
Yeah, maybe it's even a Monday morning thing, so people know when they wake up Monday morning they want to, because the Mondays can be a thing.
Awesome.
You press play on this thing, and it's going to be
start
30
your
minutes.
Week, man.
Start your week with positive stuff.
Yeah,
so, see, we're getting somewhere.
Awesome.
We're getting
what
somewhere.
do you guys think? Let us know. That's really
What would
cool.
you name it? You got to start right there then. If it's going to be on Monday, it's going to be about positivity. So what would you name the thing then? Say about getting your week started right. I don't know.
You could say manic Mondays and let people be like, oh, it's chaotic, but then it's like, oh, manic. Nope. Nah.
Get you something about the beginning of the week, starting.
Startups.
All right,
we have time. What do you? Hey, I got a great idea.
I don't feel as
give us some names, guys, and maybe you guys can help us out. That might be the look, man.
Yeah. So, an upbeat Monday mornings. It'll be ready to go. Like you can, it doesn't have to be time sensitive. So we can spend the week prior producing it and putting it together.
Yeah.
Then it releases on Monday morning. So it's ready to go at 4 a.m. Or midnight or something like that. So as soon as people get up, boom, they can say, "Hey, Alexa,
play that."
Oh, I was hoping right in that moment. See, sometimes I'll set myself to say, and the answer comes, but it didn't today. All right. Well, something cool coming out of the
answers. The answers. Play the answers.
Upbeat, uplift, lift up. Answers.
The answers.
No. Listen, all right, I'll produce that podcast for you, and you can go and get all preachy and tell everybody.
Why does it got to be preachy? Why can't it just be uplifty?
I mean, you can go philosophize. You can go philosophize. Sharon goes, I like the idea of having a separate podcast. If Chris especially needs to have just positive, maybe I become the director and the producer of this, so I remove myself from and focus on what you do, and make sure to and bring in the guests that you need and stuff like that. But anyway, she goes, especially if it needs to have just a positive thoughts and ideas. But I think all of us listen to hear what is happening in real life, good and bad, and that helps us learn how to cope. When I hear other people's points of view, it gives me something to learn or think about.
So it sounds like what we're doing now is working.
Right.
So I feel like, I think it's not a bad, I still like the idea of when you go that route, I just put my headphones on and I just listen to music and just do my own thing and just really be like, I'm so steadfast about making sure I stay in this positive bubble. So if anyone wants to join me, they can
not listen to the show you're doing.
I'm not saying that. They can press pause, they can leave, they can come back. Like, I don't know, man. I'm with it, man.
We don't care what you do as long as you call Single Source Insurance and make sure you get a quote from Single Source Insurance.
My God, Zach.
All right, you guys. I know, Chris, you were in the gym this morning. Did you happen to see on the television the gym the sightings of the whale sharks that are here in the
No,
oh, so
that's
cool.
awesome. How far away are they? Whale sharks, like where? How far away is this?
I think it was like 40 miles off of Anna Maria. I think is what I saw.
That's sick.
That is amazing.
Wait a minute. Well, why are they eventually? What's going on with that making them come over this way? See how my brain goes? Oh my God, something going on that.
I don't know if there's anything fancy going on. This is coming from
fancy, huh?
ABC Action News. According to the story that I saw this morning, there was nothing, that was dry. It was nothing unordinary about them being there, except for the fact that you rarely see these sharks, and there was like 9 of them, I guess. 40 miles off of Anna Maria Island over the weekend. Scientists are asking people to report any sightings. They think this recent sighting could be an indication they are feeding on something in a certain place. It's so amazing. They're the biggest fish in the sea, right? Biggest fish in the sea.
I thought that was the blue whale.
That's a mammal.
Oh.
Right. That's the biggest thing in the sea.
Yes,
biggest thing in the sea.
Yes, thank you. Fish,
but the biggest
mammal,
fish.
right.
And not only that, but it is a shark. But 2 things. 1, it is not aggressive at all. It is very docile.
That's
and 2,
cool.
it doesn't eat other fish. It swims with its mouth open and takes in all that plankton and little fish eggs and whatever's floating. You know, I mean, if you're a little fish and you get caught up in it,
right.
But it's not like they're the biggest fish in the sea.
Did you know this prior to what you're reading? Did you know? Because I'm impressed that you knew all that.
No.
Oh, okay.
I knew they were the biggest fish in the sea.
They swim with their mouth open. Did you know all that?
Oh, I knew all. Okay,
guys, Chris is really smart, man. He knows a lot of stuff. I love it.
Okay, I'm Discovery Channel smart. Okay, I can sit and watch a Discovery Channel all day long. So I've seen that, and it is amazing to me. But and I did know that let's see what I didn't know. Oh, I guess I did all know all that stuff before this morning. Well, I didn't know what I didn't know their food thing. I got the food thing this morning.
Humble, man. Humble pie. That's good.
I'm the most humble person on the planet.
That was good.
Adam says, forgive me for being off topic, but can you give me the 5-second version of how you're running this stream? I work at a recording studio and would love to be able to do something similar with the music I'm working on. All right. Well, first of all,
call chords. First of all, call our boss.
I don't mind giving you a little rundown. Of course, we've got an encoder. The particular encoder that we're using is called Mimo Live, but I know there's quite a few of them out there. So that's what everything starts right there, and then we send it out to a restreaming service online, and then we load in there all of our codes for Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and da-da-da. And then we have one other feed that is going to something else that it's attached to a new network that we'll be joining, but I haven't gotten the okay to divulge all that information yet, even though I believe we are connected. We've been connected for a couple of days now. I still think we're working out some stuff. But that's the basics. And honestly, man, if you're just looking to get your music out there, you do not need much. Chords have spent a lot of money to make like basically the Cadillac version of what you actually need to do what you want. So if you're a musician, you want to get your music out there, buddy, you can just fire up your Facebook Live and just play. All right. If you want to take it up a notch for music quality, I got a $150 Yamaha board from Guitar Center, maybe $125, something like that board. You can plug that right into your computer so you can get better audio. But that's it. You need your computer, maybe an audio board if you're a musician, you want to make the sound quality better, and that's really it, man. And a camera. You can use the camera right off your computer if you want. But the camera that I have sitting in front of me is one of your little handhelds. One of these things here.
This man is giving all. Look, I love this, man. Just give it up to. Tell him what's going on.
I don't mind.
No, you should. I think you should always share and stuff, man.
So the camera in front of me is actually a Panasonic. I believe this one's a Canon, but you see, just one of these typical. Now the one that I have on Chris, that one, those are like originally like $1,500 Sony. Those. That was Chords. He's like
big boys.
I think Chords, because I was so excited that we were able to put a lot of this together on like I would brag that we're only using this stuff, right? But from his perspective, I think he was like, no, let's not brag about, because we're going to upgrade all that equipment. Let's not. And I'm like, no, how cool is it we're able to do all this with this kind of stuff here? So, but we've been upgrading quite a bit. And then, some lighting. I guess you'll have. Let me show them the lights. Well, because over here, you see that we've got one. What?
I mean, I'm sure people are like, okay. So there's some lights you have to buy, and there's other stuff.
So we do have some fancy lights in here too. Right. But at the same time, like, this is again me being all excited that you could
love it. Look how passionate he is. You guys seeing this? Are you guys seeing this?
One of the reasons why I'm passionate about, because this is part of what I want this show to do as well, is I haven't done, they call them something, the tutorials, teaching videos.
Tutorials. Yeah.
I want to be able to, I will eventually, we got to get this thing up and running, but I want to be able to have a place on the website where people like you can go and go, hey, this is how you can become your own podcaster, your own streamcaster, your own this, your own that, and on a zero budget or very minimal budget. You know what I mean? So this does excite me, because this is part of the future of what I want all of this to be, is for me to help you connect to the world.
There you go. See, and like I said, we all have a job to do, and we're all doing things to help, and this is part of what you're doing. You're connecting.
All right, so what are the...
So I have a question. I have a question to ask everybody.
So that being said, here's one of the lights we use. This is just one of those lights that you would have in your garage when you're working on your car. Okay, so we use. All right, this is the light that's on me. This is the light I save all the good lights. I save all the good lights for Chris and the guests, and this is the light that's on me.
You just take the magic out.
Magic.
It was like a magician doesn't tell everybody his secrets. Man's like, this is how. It's okay.
That's okay. I'm that kind of magician that tells you all the secrets and then gets back into the lab.
Let me ask everybody at home real quickly. How are you guys feeling about how Chris is doing? I have a secret, and I'm just going to I want to know what people who watch all the time. When you see Chris today, what do you think? Is he happy? You guys liking it? What are you thinking? Just tell me what you think. That face. I have so tonight. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing tonight?
You talking to me?
Yes. You talking to me?
You talking to me?
Are you talking to me?
Meeting with a buddy of mine after, and actually I told you about him. This is a guy that has 6 guys together, and then they do some sketch comedy and stuff like that. They shoot not on stage, but shooting it, editing it, and all that good stuff. And so I've been talking to him. He wants me to do some sketches with him, and I want to talk to him about when they get a certain amount of these under their belt, and if it fits what we're doing here, I want to highlight what they're doing. It's like I want to be able to use this show to bring in original content from around the Bay Area. And since I know him, and I think they can pull this off, well, maybe we have it once a week. Well, here you go. It's a produced sketch bit like you would see on SNL or something like that.
So you're meeting some friends.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
So what I'm trying to work with Chris is just answer the question. I used to do it all the time, man. Sorry. No, it's very in depth. But what are you doing tonight?
You're right.
Meet some friends. Talk about business. Cool.
By the way, Adam, did I answer your questions? Did I answer your questions, Adam?
Adam logged off. He's like, "Jeez, no." I think you did a great job, man. I love the fact that you were just being so. Gosh, that's great. So let me just tell everybody.
Go ahead.
Let me just tell everybody what's going on. I am so proud of my friend. My friend has been doing his medicine, and so today Chris did his medicine before the show. And I wanted to see if you guys thought it was great, if you felt that he was happy, because again, he's trying to figure out and regulating his anxiety, and it's just here being natural and whatnot. And I personally feel really good being around him because he just feels great today. Do you guys not agree? This is awesome.
All right.
Yeah, see, he's like, thumbs up. Everyone's like, yeah, dude, this is awesome.
I'm curious. Yeah, so for those of you that are here beginning of the show, do I seem any different today than I normally seem?
I think you're happy, and it's great.
Okay, I want to go back and watch this show because I didn't think that this show was going to happen until much later when I planned it. But this morning, just getting out of bed, as I started my day, an anxiety started to wash over me. I started to tremble. And I was like, man, here we go. Let me give my one-to-one a shot here. So took my little pen, and it's a 1-to-1 hybrid between the CBD oil or the CBD and the THC, 25%. I don't know what the other 50% is. And there you go. And then and that started my day. By the time I got to work, had not kicked in. I was still like this. And then
now here we are. Man, he's happy as all. He got me smiling and giggling. It's good.
By the time the show started, what was happening inside my physiology was taking place in here had come down to manageable levels.
You're right.
I have to go back and watch the show, man.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I've been terrified. I've wanted to do this, but I wanted to be very controlled. Like right there, I feel like I slurred. Like I feel like
you didn't. You've been, man. I'm telling you, you're dude. Like you. I've seen you be a little. You're on it. Like you're very enthusiastic. You're passionate. You're showing the lights. You're showing the cameras. You're being very interactive. You're positive. You're listening. You're being attentive to the guests. Attentive to me. Like man, you're good, dude. I feel good. Yeah, he's on point. He's on point, man. So here's something great.
Don't tell me that. I'll start doing it every day before I come in
What
here.
I was going to say is like, if you guys didn't know, if you didn't know he was doing it, then is it really a bad thing? Like you didn't know. So that's the thing. People have the stigma, like you're high. Oh, no,
Sharon goes, he is happy and excited.
Right?
I think he's happy. LOL. Thrilled. Hi, Susan.
So all right. I'm going to be at the Hard Rock tonight, everyone. I want to just throw that out before I forget. Please come to the Hard Rock tonight
and tomorrow.
Tonight's just going to be a solo gig. I'll be at the Council at 9 o'clock. Tomorrow night, it's my first show with the new band. They pushed the time back to 11. I know it's kind of late. But if you want to come for an hour and just kind of see what we got going on, really excited. I think you guys will You guys will enjoy it. It's a fun time.
I might
if not, no worries, all good.
I think Lauren and I both will be there, and I'll be bringing you on stage. The only caveat is I'm going to float it out there now so it doesn't surprise you, just in case. I got a text yesterday from Ed from Events Done Right, and he may have a gig for me last second to do a.
That's okay.
And you know,
go make that money, bro.
June is dry, buddy.
Go make that money.
Holy smokes, June and July.
I get it. Go make your dough.
Yep, but I have a feeling he would have already gotten back to me, but I'll let you know just in case that happens.
Man, things happen last minute.
And since we brought up the medical marijuana thing, I do want to unpack that just a little bit. No, not unpack that bowl. Because when they first gave me my first thing, it was called one of the things they gave me was called 9-pound hammer. That was this strain, right? 9-pound hammer. Because I was talking about, listen, at night, da-da-da-da. They're like, here you go, 9-pound hammer. I'm like, all right, 9-pound hammer. That sounds good to me. Well, that was like 97% THC, 0.1% CBD, which didn't make sense to me because everything I've been reading over the past few months is that CBD is going to be a very important part of what I need.
Right.
And yeah, it felt like a 9-pound hammer, but I didn't necessarily fall asleep. I was like this on the couch. But it didn't make me fall asleep. Right. So I took it back. I'm like, man, this is out of my league. And that's when we came to this 1-to-1. Did you ever experiment with the 1-to-1 when you were doing it? It's half CBD and half THC?
Depends on the strand. I was really more of a, during the day, sativa. I don't know. I like being up, just kind of moving.
Yep.
But at nighttime, it just, I don't know. For me, I feel like working out in the morning and just getting my workout on and eating right, and after a long day, I just pass out. I'm dreaming.
Awesome.
I'm dreaming a lot more, which is great. Dreams always indicate certain things that are going on in your life. I have more energy throughout the day, so I mean, it's different for everyone.
Yep.
But for me, I didn't really have. I just prefer,
The experiment continues for me.
We're all different. Ding.
All right. Let's see here. The only other news I had was stuff about death and whatnot. So can I run one thing by you that was in the news for 2 days? Come on, Chris, please don't put on your headphones.
I'm not doing it.
Okay, let me set you up, and if you want to put on your headphones, you put on your headphones. Okay.
Go ahead.
So, woman passes away. And there was an obit for her, your standard obit. Then there was a follow-up obit a week later from the 2 kids she abandoned years ago, and they lit her up and said now she will be judged Okay, that answers my question. Never mind.
Nope. Nah, you good. You know what I'm listening to?
What are you listening to, Chris?
Hold on.
Great song.
That's where I'm at.
Don't worry.
Go ahead. Proceed.
About it. No. I just wanted to get your thoughts on it because I was going to have some fun talking about death today. So I'm going to have some fun talking about death today. And because I figure Chris probably, I'll just talk to you guys. Well, I figure Chris probably has a certain amount of respect, for death and so on. And I just was curious what he thought about speaking ill of those who just passed. And, if that's something where if she did treat these kids horribly, where they felt compelled to put this in the obit, that she was a horrible person and she's going to get what she deserves now. I wanted to get his thoughts on it, but maybe we'll just wrap up the show for today. I can hear it barely in the background.
Melodies pure. This is my message to you.
Listen, man, if you're going to do it, break out your guitar. Let's do it right. If you're going to do it, let's end the show right.
I'm like,
I would imagine this is in your repertoire, right?
I start shows like this, brother.
Did I just offend you by even?
No, you're good.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Don't worry about anything, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about anything, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile in the rising sun. The little birds see my mind step, singing sweet songs. The melodies are true, saying, this is my message to you. about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Singing on what about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds sing by my doorstep, singing sweet songs. Hey, the melody's pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that it feels so good.
Yeah. Well done. And thank you. Thank you once again. All right, so Chris will be at the Hard Rock 2 nights, tonight and tomorrow. Tonight by himself, and then tomorrow night. And what room tomorrow with the band?
The cafe, the big
Awesome.
old cafe.
Awesome.
So it'll be nice and be fun. I'm really excited. Really, really, really excited.
What time do you need me there? What time are you going on?
I'm going on 11, so, 10:45 is. I
damn it.
know, man. It's so late.
How late are you going?
2 in the morning.
Oh, man. Well, it might just be me. Not me and Lauren. Holy smokes.
Even if you can't, man, and everyone, I understand that it was originally 10, and it's okay. We go with the flow, and it's going to be fun for us to get together. It's not going to be the last time we play. All of us are really excited about what we have going on. We all feel really confident that we'll be able to make some music for a lot of people and go to a lot of festivals and just make people feel good. So that's the intention.
Right on, man. Well, looking forward to it. And I'll see you tomorrow night unless that gig pops up. Other than that, I am not gigging this weekend. So you guys have a great weekend. We will see you next week. Thank you so much for the likes and shares and all that good stuff and the engagement and interacting with the show. We really appreciate it. And I guess that's it.
Deuces.
Bye.